Before this video starts, if you guys haven't already, make sure to join the Discord. The link will be at the top of the description and the pinned comment. Make sure to join. We have literally everything you could ever ask for here in our community of like hundreds of people that are like-minded, grinding just like me, just like you. And on top of that, we also have so many resources for you guys to use in the free resources channel. We have shared resources channel. We have a paid resources channel. I guarantee you, if you join this Discord, it will literally speed up your SMMA journey by at least a month or two. Like, this is so much value in here. We have results, people posting results. We have the community tab. There's so many people talking in here, giving away like free, insane advice that you won't find anywhere else, talking about like the actual reality of how this stuff works, questions all answered, everything's in here. Just make sure to hop in, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the video. Hello.
I can hear you. All right, hold on just a sec. We're waiting for a couple other people.
Yep.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Manhattan.
Manhattan. Okay.
So I was just wondering, do you guys have like multiple marketers, or is it just one person
It's a couple people.
coming in?
Let me just turn this up.
So do you guys have any questions? Because we went over this with Suzanne and Lynn last time. I don't think we've met you guys, but
This is Faith and David.
okay, yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Tyler.
Nice to meet you. I think we just want to understand what the program is, and we have a couple questions. Maybe if you want to go through this really quickly and help us understand. David does a lot of business coaching with Suzanne and Lynn, and I do a lot of other activities with Suzanne and Lynn. So we want to understand what your offering is, and we probably have some questions.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess I'll just show
Tyler,
you the system.
let me ask one question just as a starting point as I look at their starter package and your guarantee. So you'll get 12 clients, or you guys don't get paid. So does that mean if they sign up with you for $1,500 a month and they get 10 clients, you don't get paid anything?
Yep, we get nothing. Even if we get you 11, whatever, it has to be 12 or more.
A client is someone who actually does business with them. Is that correct?
Yeah, a client is someone who at least goes through with one treatment.
Okay. Hey, I can skip to the end, Lynn.
Yes.
I don't need to know how the sausage is built, but if their guarantee, obviously I'd like to just kind of take a quick look at the agreement that's in place.
Yeah.
But if that's the, basically I look at the lead acquisitions, $110 or $120 a client ish. I don't want to do hard math.
Well, but there's a couple more things in here, David, that you didn't see because you missed the presentation. They're making calls on behalf of Infinity. They're scheduling on behalf of Infinity.
Sorry to interject, but we actually, we talked about this last time with Lynn. She was asking us to do an example for you guys. We actually changed our system because this would work a lot better for you guys and us if we just had them linked to a funnel. So instead of doing calls, they get to schedule appointments in your calendar straight away. So we will send them automated text messages that allow them to schedule their own appointment, and they'll be able to see what time slots you guys have that are free. So for example, if there's like if you're obligated at 4 with an appointment, you have a different appointment that you guys got, and they see that you're free at 3, then they'll see, okay, 4 is not available, 3 is, and they get to schedule their own appointment. This is better just because if we were doing it over call, then we're like, there's a lot of back and forth, like, are you free at this time, are you free at this time? If we did the calendar, and if they just got the funnel, the link to the calendar, then they'd be able to say, okay, they're open at this time, I could choose what time I want to come in.
How are you managing the calendar? Because their software is very succinct to what they do. Not obviously, it's not going to connect to your funnel. So how are you managing that? Because they don't have the time to necessarily manage those schedules every single day based on what they're getting for calls in.
So then, I mean, if you guys don't, like, if you aren't avid with the calendar and you don't, like, kind of look at it and update it, we could just make a calendar for you, and then you could see on, like, just a simple, like, Google Calendar or, like, an Outlook calendar where you guys could come in on and see, okay, these guys brought us this many new appointments. We have an appointment at this time, and we could sync. I mean, there's also ways to sync the calendar to our software. So we could, if they use, like, a different software, we could sync that software to Google Calendar and then sync Google Calendar to our software, if you know what I mean. So
I actually am not, I don't know that their software will actually, I don't know that you can create an API that links to your software. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So they have an industry specific platform that they utilize, for lack of a better term, not as user friendly as.
Hey, Faith, let me ask one question about that. Does that software have an API with Outlook?
I don't.
Does it have any API to account? Does it have an API to Google or an API to anything? So you can get it out of that system into Google or Outlook?
Guys, are you connected? Is your calendar? No, because they have to log in to look at their appointments every day.
Right.
I understand that, but is the functionality there to do it?
I don't think so. I
don't think so.
So the calendar's just it's a calendar that's built into the software. It's not like a Google Calendar linked to it.
Correct.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think because it has personal information in it, client information.
There's a level of HIPAA compliancy and things that we have to be cognizant of when syncing calendars.
Okay, yeah. By the way, we won't have access to any of that stuff. We won't be touching any of that. It's just the calendar that we have access to. We won't need a
Right, but I'm saying for purposes of like the calendar being able to go somewhere else, like to Google and to other places, because of the HIPAA compliancy of that. That's why it's all inside of Aesthetics Pro. Do you see what I'm saying with that? Unless they blocked out periods of time, I'm just wondering how that would work. But then you're also.
I have an idea. Let's not. I have another solution for that, Tyler. Let's just take a few minutes. I've got limited time today. I've got about 20 minutes left. If we could just maybe, from a high level, blast through your slides. The calendar thing is something I already have an idea on how we can fix that on the back end, and deal with it. So I don't want to get hung up on that. Let's go through what you guys do quick.
Basically, we're gonna run a Facebook ad. This is not your ad. It's just a template. We're gonna run a Facebook ad, right? And then from those Facebook ads, we'll have a lead capture form where we'll get their email, their phone, and their name. And from that, we'll then be able to the software basically it gets that right away, and then we get to send automations immediately, which would then take them into this funnel. And in this funnel, basically, they will be able to book their own appointment, and we'll give them a little survey to pre-qualify them. For example, I'm sure you guys in your consultations, you ask them like, have you had any previous health issues, stuff like that, like basic questions that just make sure that you're able to work with them. We'll ask that for you. We'll be able to pre-qualify that for you in this simple funnel, and then they'll be able to book their own appointment in here. And then after that, again, not until they show up will we actually get paid. So they have to show up. So if we book you appointments, that's not even when we get paid. It's when they show up. It's after they show up. So I'll go into our software just to show you kind of how it works. And this is, don't get worried about how it looks kind of complex, but basically what happens is once they come in, we've built out like an automation cycle so that immediately they'll see, okay, like after they claim their offer on Facebook, we'll say, okay, hi, this is for a different person we're setting up, but we'll say, I noticed you claimed our offer on Facebook, and then we'll kind of lead them into scheduling an appointment, which over here we'll say, okay, let me help you book your initial consultation, just fill out this quick form, and then we can get you all set up. After this, just to make sure that they do show up, we also want to have you aware that we lock in a $30 deposit for them. And the reason we do this is because it oftentimes means that, okay, they're kind of obligated to show up once you do that. A lot of people won't show up after booking their appointment just because it's, they don't have any obligation, right? But if we actually lock the $30 deposit, then they're going to be like, oh, I put money on this. And then that's a $30 deposit that'll be deducted from their treatment after it's went through with.
Tyler, are you working with exclusively spas like Lynn and Suzanne's, or do you guys work in multiple?
Yeah, we're super specific. So we're with med spas and specifically in Botox and derma fillers right now. So yeah, we're just really honing in.
And what kind of footprint do you guys have? Are you national, local?
Well, we're national, but yeah, I mean national. We're not going for like really established med spas yet. We're trying to take like local businesses and then grow them. So.
But
yeah.
you don't have any med spas currently, correct?
We're working with one other person right now. We're setting them up.
Is there any exclusivity, meaning if they sign with you, are you going to be advertising in Glastonbury for multiple spas, or is it going to be exclusive to Lynn?
Exclusive, absolutely exclusive, yeah.
Over what type of radius do you guys offer that?
I think it's a radius that'll allow like 100,000 people, but we'll see and we'll look at the actual like surrounding area and make sure that it's big enough. Basically, this is just stuff that could kind of sell you more, but these are also, so this is just something that we want you to take into account, that these are people that could end up staying for a long time. We don't take commissions after that. So let's say we bring you a client, right? And then they come for one Botox treatment or derma fillers treatment. If they come for 10 more, or you upsell them to different treatments, whatever, you don't pay us any money for that. We don't take any commission. We're just saying, okay, this is a fixed fee of $1,500 after we deliver the 12 appointments. Does that make sense? So no commission.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Next thing is we want to help you with your Google reviews and your SEO. This is stuff like, making sure that you get more reviews. You guys have like, I think it was like 19 or something around that. But yeah, basically we're gonna kind of message people that we bring in and then say, okay, well, how do you like your treatment? We'll leave you a good review. So basically all you guys have to focus on is just providing the service to your clients. And
All right. So then I have a question about that from a HIPAA compliance standpoint.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how that works, messaging your clients.
I mean, I think as long as they're not taking medical information, it should be fine. As long as it's just booking appointments and.
Well, no, but they'll be reaching out after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do this if we can't. This is just extra to make sure that, again, we maximize each new person.
I think as long as they're not discussing the exact treatment, and just saying, hey, how did you like your service? Would you mind giving a Google review?
Yep.
Where is that information being sent from, and how is that being represented? Are you being represented from a marketing agency standpoint or from Infinity Med Spa standpoint? Because that's going to make a big difference in the presentation and preservation of the company as a whole.
Yeah, we'd be representing your brand. So yeah, we'd just be saying from Infinity Med Spa. We could even, input your names and say, okay, hi, this is Lynn, this is Suzanne, so we're talking on your behalf.
But is it coming from what's the email it's coming from?
It'll come from your email. We could set that up. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then basically just to move on. I'm not sure if you guys have done this very much, but database reactivation, going back to your past clients database, we talked about this on the last presentation, but basically looking into if you have a lot of past clients, a lot of time if you just kind of send out a blast, a message, an automated message, a lot of people come back from that. And so it's just this is something that you obviously can't do very frequently, but it's easy to incentivize people that came before and just say, okay, here, come back for a 20% off holiday special or a spring special, stuff along those lines.
How long have you guys been doing this for?
We've just been doing this, we've been learning about this and kind of honing our skills on this for the last few months, but we've just started working with people this past month or this past 2 months.
And where are you guys out of?
We're out of Manhattan, New York.
Okay.
My concern's about taking money. So who gets the credit card information? Where does that go? How do we keep that?
Yeah. So, we talked about the $30 deposit. That would be locked in through, do you guys know what Stripe is?
No.
Okay, so Stripe is a really popular payment processor. It's kind of like PayPal. We would connect your Stripe account to our software, and then you could do that manually. We'll invite you into our software to connect it, and then from there, you'll just, again, the $30 deposit goes straight to your bank account. We won't, and then again, that's deducted from their final treatment, but that's just to lock them and lock the appointments in. So
you don't have access to their credit card?
No, we don't.
And you don't have access to our bank account?
No.
Okay. No, but guys, you will have to set up another payment processing. So Stripe is a popular online payment processor. So you're outside of what you already have currently, you're going to have an additional payment processing software that you have to.
Yeah. Also, we do walk you through. We have an onboarding process that we'll send you guys right after this. That'll walk you through exactly how to set up everything. So in terms of the Stripe account, we'll walk you through how to do that. It's really simple. It's really quick. And then same with bringing you onto our software and preparing advertisements, everything like that. We have a sort of consolidated system to walk you through that.
David, you look like you want to say something.
Can we talk, Lynn, Suzanne, Faith, and I at 3:30 or 4:45 today? Are you guys free?
What do we have? We have a laser or something. Don't we have a laser person coming in?
Yeah, I think. Hold on 1 second.
How about
Where's the calendar?
How about we send over the service agreement, and then we could also send you guys over the onboarding process. You could take a look at all that, and then of course the contract is important to look at. So we could send that to you right after this. Yeah, I mean everything's. Yeah, I mean I think it looks pretty good, right? I mean.
So the only other thing I have a question about is the ad spend.
Yep.
What do they have to commit to for ad spend for you guys to? I mean, they could spend a ton of money on advertising to generate those leads, and that doesn't necessarily make any sense. What's the average that you're going to be asking for ad spend?
So this is dependent on the location. We'll set a daily budget. So we'll talk through this, but we'll obviously set a daily budget that we both agree on, and then with that, we'll basically the service that we're doing is mostly the sort of power of the service is making sure that we maximize the amount of leads that convert into appointments, right? So if we're getting those leads, what we do is we turn them into appointments, because a lot of leads usually go missing if you're doing that alone, because there's no person like kind of avidly making sure that happens. So we're gonna.
So Tyler's the ad spend in addition to the $14.97 a month.
Yeah.
You're paying ad spend. We're not collecting that. That's just obviously, ad spend is for your own business. That's not an investment that you're taking on us. That's an investment that you're taking in yourself. Do you know what I mean? That's your advertising.
What type of ad spend would you require they spend? Because you guys don't get paid unless
Right.
they can spend. You got to turn around and say they got to spend $10 million on advertising.
No. Yeah,
It would probably work if they did that, but obviously the economics wouldn't work. So what would the required ad spend?
I mean,
be?
I could give you a kind of like a random number that I'm not sure if it's exactly going to be this, but it's not anything less than it's around, like, I would say $15 per day ad spend. That's like the normal $20, $25 maybe for depending on the location, but that's the average ad spend cost that we've seen. That makes sense. That's the range.
Okay, but so as long as there's an agreed upon ad spend, then you guys. So if I came to you and said we'll do a $3 a day ad spend, you guys would basically say no because we're not going to get 12 leads. Is that correct?
Well, we're not going to just say no, but I just think that wouldn't make any sense. $3 is too low, but
and I got that, but you guys wouldn't get paid at all under that scenario.
No matter what, we won't get paid unless we get you 12 appointments.
Okay, cool. I got you. But there's no required ad spend. So you guys mutually we're going to come up with an agreement as to what the ad spend.
The reason there's no required ad spend is because it is different per location. So that's why we do that.
Totally get that.
Yep, I could send it to the Infinity Med Spa email. Is that good?
That's perfect.
Okay.
And then my only other, are you going to pop off, David? Because I still have some more questions.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Tyler, thank you very much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll say bye-bye.
See you.
So as far as like the follow-up guys, they have a system that's tied to their practice that they can send emails and things like that out from.
Okay.
So that's, as far as communicating, I understand what you're trying to do with the leads and the funnels and that kind of stuff through Facebook and Instagram and those platforms, but I do worry about the follow-up communications in a disparate application that these guys don't have access to.
You guys will have access to it. We could give you access.
Okay, but I guess maybe I should have rephrased that. I think long term, everything that these guys do attaches to that patient record. So
their software's kind of set up to like already upsell and like focus on the long term, the longevity of each lead and stuff.
Correct.
Okay.
It's not foolproof. It's not going to be as robust, obviously, as your marketing platform, but it's also in one location where information doesn't have to be transferred over, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I just think that, if they have access to the same thing on our platform, if they could look at our logs, so what we did and like, okay, we closed this person, we did this. I mean, I don't really know how to sort of troubleshoot that, but it's kind of like, is that important? Because you could just put them into your software after we bring you them, right? The main goal is just to bring as many people into your med spa as possible. That everything that comes past that is a good problem, right? It's like, okay, we have people now, we could organize this, now we can manage this, but you need the demand before you could sort of systematize it. It sounds good. It sounds like this would be helpful. I'm not sure. Again, we talked about this in the last call, but you guys can at least take more clients, right? For Suzanne. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we don't ask for any pay until after, right? So
no, I know, but I think it's more than just that, though. There's the agreement side. There are some other things that I think, from a business perspective, have to be looked at.
Yep, I understand.
And no different than you guys. When you got into business and you signed up for your marketing automation software, you did your homework and you had to make sure that it was a fit for you, because your clients are the most valuable asset you have in your organization. And that's no different here. Our clients are very valuable. And it only takes one bad service to spread the word throughout the community that we're in. So there's a lot of competition where we are, and we just need to make sure that we keep our brand intact and maintain the integrity of that long term.
That makes sense, of course. I get it.
We'll reconvene as a collective this afternoon. If you guys want to just send that stuff over, I'll get it from them. I'll have David review the agreement, and then we'll have them be back in touch with you guys.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Faith.
Thank
you.
you.
All right, have a good one. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
This, again, I'm posting all presentations. If I do bad on a presentation, I'll post it. If I do great on a presentation, I post it. If I don't close them, if I close them, whatever, I'll post it, because guess what? I'm consistent. I'll do it no matter what, and I'll make sure that you see every single thing that happens within this business, and that it's completely transparent. Look, I'm just like you. You're just like me. I'm working and showing you the work during, right? Not after. I'm not saying, okay, this is what I did. No, this is what I'm doing, and I'm showing you that it's right in front of you. So, yeah, join the Discord. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for all the support. This community is going to the moon, and there's a lot of great stuff coming soon. So